Listen closely because what you're about to hear will change the way you look at your relationship forever. These aren't rumors, theories, or guesses. These are the same methods professional private investigators use every single day to uncover what's really happening behind closed doors. I've personally seen these techniques cost over $200 an hour, but today you're getting them for free because you deserve to know the truth. If you think your wife could never deceive you, think again. Most people don't realize that human behavior follows predictable patterns. And when someone's hiding something, those patterns become impossible to conceal for long. Stay with me until the end because she's probably already using at least 3 of these deception tactics right now. Hit that like button, subscribe, and comment what city you're watching from because I want to know how many men are finally waking up. Technique number 1, digital footprint mapping. The first thing every investigator does is build a digital footprint map. Think of it as a trail of invisible breadcrumbs your phone leaves behind every time you move, message, or post online. Most people don't realize Google Maps, Apple Maps, and social media apps constantly log this data down to the minute. Investigators examine Google Maps timeline history to see exactly where a person's phone travels. If there's a recurring pattern, like trips to an unknown address every Tuesday afternoon, that's not coincidence. That's a red flag. Metadata in photos is another goldmine. Every time a picture is uploaded, it contains hidden information like GPS coordinates and timestamps. A skilled investigator can pull that data and see exactly where and when the photo was taken. In one real case, a client's wife claimed she was going to yoga every Tuesday, but her phone's location history showed a 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. stop at a hotel instead. He thought she was stretching. She was, just not in a yoga studio. If you suspect something similar, check Google Maps timeline, look for blank gaps in movement history, and pay attention to recurring unfamiliar locations. When the digital trail goes silent, that's often when the real activity starts. Technique number 2, communication pattern analysis. When people lie, they don't just change what they say, they change how they communicate. Professional investigators call this communication pattern analysis. This method studies messaging frequency, timing, and behavioral changes across texts, calls, and social media apps. Investigators pull call logs and message records to identify new or frequently contacted numbers. They note when communication spikes or goes silent for hours at a time. For example, if every Tuesday and Thursday there's a sudden gap in messaging between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., followed by a burst of texts afterward, that's a strong indication of in-person meetings. Even typing patterns can reveal the truth. Apps like WhatsApp or Messenger show when someone's typing or online. If you notice increased typing notifications at unusual hours, or if responses get slower during certain time blocks, those aren't coincidences, they're behavioral cues. Watch for sudden changes in messaging rhythm, new contacts appearing frequently, or emotional tone shifts. Relationships leave communication fingerprints, and those never lie. Technique number 3, vehicle surveillance and route documentation. Your car can't lie. That's why investigators rely heavily on vehicle surveillance documentation. Professionals track odometer readings, GPS data, and even gas receipts to uncover inconsistencies. They calculate mileage before and after claimed trips to verify destinations. If she says she went 10 miles but the car shows 60, that's evidence, plain and simple. In one investigation, a woman told her husband she drove to visit her sister every Saturday, a short 20-mile round trip. But her car's odometer revealed 80-mile journeys each week. A GPS device later confirmed she was visiting a hotel in another city. Investigators also analyzed toll road records, parking receipts, and fuel timestamps. Every vehicle tells a story, and those numbers never forget. If you're suspicious, start recording your vehicle's mileage before and after each trip. Compare it to the stated destinations. Watch for unusual increases in gas expenses or mileage patterns that don't match her story. Cars keep secrets only if no one's paying attention. Technique number 4, social media. Cross-reference investigation. Social media is where most people give themselves away. Investigators use social media cross-referencing to expose hidden truths. They analyze photos, captions, tags, and timestamps. Every uploaded image contains clues, like reflections, shadows, or recognizable backgrounds. A restaurant logo, hotel decor, or skyline view can instantly reveal a location. In one case, a man claimed to be on a solo trip, but a reflection in a mirror revealed another person's silhouette. Cross-referencing that image with posts from the same hotel showed another user posting identical scenery on the same dates. That connection exposed everything. Investigators also look at sudden friend list additions or mutual connections. A new name that suddenly appears in multiple comment sections or likes can be the missing piece of the puzzle. If you want to do this yourself, screenshot suspicious posts before they disappear. Examine every detail, time, place, and even the lighting in photos. People forget that the background often tells the story they're trying to hide. Technique number 5, financial transaction pattern recognition. If you follow the money, you'll always find the truth. That's why financial transaction analysis is the backbone of every serious investigation. Credit card statements, bank transactions, and digital payment histories paint a crystal clear picture of behavior. Investigators look for recurring restaurant charges, hotel stays, or online purchases that don't fit normal spending patterns. Cash withdrawals are another tell. When digital evidence gets risky, cheaters turn to cash. Repeated ATM withdrawals before girls' nights or business meetings often correspond to hidden meetups. In one case, a woman's monthly statements showed identical charges at the same restaurant, 2 meals at 6 p.m., for 8 months straight. She claimed she was eating alone, but the receipt said otherwise. To check for yourself, look through your shared financial records. Watch for unusual spending, new recurring charges, or gift purchases that can't be explained. Money leaves a trail that emotions can't erase. Why these techniques always work. The reason these 5 methods are so powerful is simple. The human brain can't maintain complex lies indefinitely. Sooner or later, inconsistencies appear in digital footprints, communication rhythms, or spending patterns. Private investigators don't rely on luck, they rely on predictable behavior. Every secret leaves a signature, every deception creates a pattern, and here's what most people never realize. These techniques don't just apply to catching infidelity. They can uncover any kind of deception, from business fraud to fake alibis. Once you understand how to read behavioral data, truth becomes impossible to hide. The reality behind stealth mode. Now, some people think they can outsmart these methods. The moment they realize they're being tracked, they enter what investigators call stealth mode. They'll delete messages, clear locations, or switch to secondary phones, but even stealth has a pattern. Disappearing data, suddenly wiped histories, or gaps in timelines, those are red flags too. It's not the absence of data that matters, but the timing of when it disappears. Professionals often say, the moment the record goes blank is the moment the truth is happening. Final word, knowledge is power. If these 5 investigative methods opened your eyes, don't just sit on that knowledge. Awareness is your first line of defense. Whether you're trying to rebuild trust or confirm your suspicions, these techniques give you clarity and control. Remember, private investigators charge hundreds per hour for these same systems. But with observation, patience, and strategy, you can see the same patterns yourself. The truth doesn't hide forever. It only waits for someone smart enough to look in the right place. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more insight into the psychology of deception and real investigative methods that work. Knowledge isn't betrayal, it's protection. Because once you start paying attention, the lies fall apart on their own.